where I listen to all the news and pick out all the good parts so you guys don't have to listen to the bullshit. So, today in southwestern Manitoba, it's minus degrees. There's minus degrees. I can just imagine how that real news anchors start the show. Right before they start the show, they're probably like, oh, get that shot of vodka in first. Okay. Okay, so the weather today in southwestern Manitoba is minus 19 degrees Celsius. And for you Yanks down in the States, that's minus 2.2 degrees Fahrenheit. Uh, got some issues happening in Venezuela. Governments and FBI director are having doubts about the Venezuelan president that's seated for right now. What do you call that? Interim president. What's her name? Debbie something or no? Delcy Rodriguez. Yeah. I guess she's like I said yesterday. She's getting a little fed up, but as of this morning, U.S. is having doubts about Venezuela's cooperation with this oil deal. So I don't know. That's kind of still up in the air. Let's see what happens with that. Um, since we're down in the south, a Vancouver mining company running in Mexico had 10 of their employees kidnapped. No word if there's any Canadians. I believe they are all Mexican nationals that have been kidnapped. But where this mine is located is exactly where the Sinaloa. It's actually this mine is in Sinaloa, where the Sinaloa cartel are. So could be an extortion ring. No actual real word on what's happening. Canada and the U.S. are working with authorities there to see what else they can do. And let's do a little bit of U.S. Canada news. Trump withdrew an invitation for Mark Carney to come to what is it? The Board of Peace meeting. Covers 3 dozen countries, considering or including Turkey, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and let's throw El Salvador in there too. And this board of peace that had been set up here, that Carney's not allowed to. Trump is actually the what would you call it? He's going to be sitting as the chairman until his passing. So there's no way that he can be taken out of that position for that board of peace. So when he dies, then they'll replace him as the chairman of that. I don't know what you'd call that. It's just some bullshit. What am I blooding on about? Talking about the news. Uh, okay, and let's talk about this winter storm that's heading through the Americans right now. Okay, so far throughout the United States, due to this storm, they have said that there has been up to 49 people who have died just during this weather storm. Okay, how many people die on a normal day? And then, first of all, if you guys are dying because of this weather down in the States, you guys really need to give your head a shake. Like, no one. And then, why are Canadians so passive? You know, you guys are probably sitting there freaking out. Screw this, screw that, get the hell out of my way. Some guy hit me. But like 49 people dying in the States right now because of this winter storm. You know, you Yanks, give your head a shake. Definitely give your head a shake. Back to some tariff news. U.S. automakers are pulling funding from Canadian auto industry due to the fact that those electric vehicles are coming in from China. Those 49,000 electric vehicles. I actually took a look at some of these electric vehicles. They're nice looking. They're nice looking. Not saying I'd buy one or anything. And what's the? I think they have this truck. It's called a Titan. You guys should go check that out. It's pretty interesting. I wouldn't say go out and buy one. Support local, support country, 100%. Oh, and along with that, since they're pulling funding, This has been planned for the last 6 months, I believe, but the GM plant in Oshawa, is shutting down their third run crew, so there's going to be about 700 jobs lost right there. But this has nothing to do with the electric vehicles coming into Canada. This has to do with just the trade and what's been happening since the new elect Trump has, well, re-elected Trump has added all these tariffs. I know there's going to be a lot of flack coming out saying about these Chinese vehicles uh, helping to cause these 700 losses, but this is in plans already. These people knew they were losing their jobs. Uh, let's go across the pond over to Ireland. China suspends beef uh, exports to China due to blue tongue virus that has somehow popped up in Ireland through their cattle. This will be the second time Ireland has had a blockage of beef to China. 2024, they had a case of uh, BSE, a case of BSE, bovine something influenza. So they had actually just got their beef back to market, and now they can't do anything with their beef now. It's probably going to be pretty hard on the farmers over there, considering they have, I don't know, considering Canada very minimal land. Uh, Holy shit! I got 3 pages today. Oh, let's do some Canadian news now. Back over to Canada. 22% of all, anywhere from 22% to 30% of Albertans, that's like 1 out of 3 Albertans, is considering annexing to America. Okay, well, that's interesting. Just saying to that 1 of 3 people that are out there that want to annex the United States, you should be all hung for treason. Because really, what you're saying right now is you want to overthrow the government, which is technically treason. So, all of you that don't want to be a part of Canada, maybe you could move over to Quebec and go separate with them. But not impressed with Albertans. You guys want to talk about our country and how great it is, and then there's that 20 to 30% of you that don't want to be a part of this country. Then you know what? There's the door. Like that's just our, what's happening now in our country. We have provinces fighting over each other. Now we have free trade through our provinces. We don't have to change our taxes or pay tax differences. So if I go to Saskatchewan and buy beer and I come here, I don't have to pay the difference in tax. Before we used to, but now we have free trade across the country, which we should have from day one, and that had been brought up in court many a times. A lot of cases in Newfoundland and Nova Scotia into Quebec because cigarettes and liquor are cheaper in Quebec. So people would drive across into Quebec, get their liquor and cigarettes, and then bring it back. But then they'd be charged for import of, import without taxation, which is stupid. We live in a country. Why are we taxing through individual provinces? And then now what's happening with, well, especially with Doug Ford, now he's calling out Manitoba because of this Crown Royal deal. And this is another topic I was going to talk about. Doug Ford's calling out Crown Royal, which is based out of Manitoba, where we make this is the main branch where they do the brine and everything for the to make the whiskey, and then they send that raw product out, and then they process it somewhere else. Uh, and now Rob Ford's calling a ban on a product that is here made here in Manitoba. Well, why would you call a ban on a product that's made here in Canada? Like we're supposed to be working together as a country, and now we have provincial disputes like this that are happening, which never should be happening in the first place. And the same thing with Alberta. We shouldn't be having interprovincial spats on who should do this and who should do that. Like you guys want to separate. All of you that think you're going to want to separate, you should be hung for treason. Absolutely. Because you're the biggest part of that problem. If you don't want to be a part of this country and like live like the rest of us, then fuck off. So that's my 2 cents on what's happening here in Canada and with this trade deals across our provinces and territories right now. And I find really funny right now. I believe Alaska is the only state in the United States that is not affected by tariffs. Why? Because they have to come through Canada. So tariffing Alaska would destroy them completely. So they're the only ones that. And what's funny is the premier or the governor of Alaska, she really literally stood up to Trump. It's like, you're not tariffing us. And he's like, okay. She actually stood up to him, and he was like, okay. Like, and it's not because it's a security spot. How they want Greenland. It'd be really funny if Canada got Greenland over the US. Just watch Carney go over to Greenland and be like, hey, you want to become part of Canada? Be like, oh, yeah, sold. Yeah, that'd be the funniest thing ever. Already did those Mexicans that got kidnapped. And they wouldn't say, oh, yeah, and it was a silver and gold mine that Vancouver company was running in Mexico in Sinaloa. Yeah, no Canadians known to be caught or up in that deal. Ooh, big thing in the States, you guys. This is a huge recall. Over 2,000 products throughout the United States are being recalled due to rodent or bird. I'll just say infestation or secretions, rodent and bird secretions. And I'm just going to name a few of the products here. You guys are going to have to look up to your designated zones. A lot of these are actually in the northern states, like the Dakotas, anything in the northern states. So, everyone in the states, if you're watching this, look up your food recalls right now because this one's really gross. Bird and rodent contamination. That could really make you sick. So I'm gonna name a few. Don't kill the messenger. Don't kill the messenger. Coke products, Pringles, Skittles. That's all I'm naming. Okay, you all have to go look up this. But yes, for rodent and bird infestation. And yes, I said Coca Cola, Pringles, Skittles, just to name a few. And there's 2,000 products. So yeah, make you rethink your snacking, eh? And I think I'll just drink water. I'll just eat a raw potato now. Holy, oh man, I got chills just talking about that one, and that just came up. That was like the last thing I wrote. I had to write that one down. That food recall. Ooh, like I lived on a farm. Yeah, I'm used to rodent shit and stuff, but like going to a grocery store, like, and they wouldn't say where the contaminant was. So, yeah, over 2,000 products. Oh, oh, here's another one. You guys down in the States, this is okay. As of February 1st, say if you live in New York State as of February 1st, if you're doing 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, ticket. You're gonna get a ticket now. This is to combat speeding and reckless driving right now. So that 1 kilometer or 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, it's going to be anywhere from $45 to $150 a ticket, depending on where you are. So yeah, check out your states and some of the new driving regulations that are coming out because they are going to enforce this on day one, and they're going to enforce this really hard. So don't expect to get like you're going to expect to get pulled over. Expect 100% to get pulled over. But please, you guys look into your state's driving regulations and make sure that you're either a part. Well, you're part of it or you're not, because yeah, this is going to affect a lot of people and create a lot of headaches. Going to create a lot of bucks though too. Going to be a lot of money going towards the police and hopefully road infrastructure. Wow, 2.5 pages of stuff, and I only got 15 minutes in. Well, 16. Oh, yeah, I already did that. Yeah, Manitoba Crown Royal maker asking Doug Ford on how they can move forward after his little spat with the Ontario plant closure. Well, not closure. The plant's still open. They're just making different liquor there. The plant moved from Ontario to the United States due to the fact that tariffs and uh, uh, and the ban. I don't know. In the United States, I didn't really look into this. Are you guys banning Canadian liquor as well? Up here in, I'm pretty sure it's across the country. We can't get certain American distilled liquors, like Jim Beam, Jack Daniels, Tito's vodka. Yeah, there's quite a few liquors up here we can't purchase anymore. And coolers, there's Twisted Tea just recently, well, not recently, just before this trade war actually kicked on, right before President Trump elect had got into office, Twisted Tea had actually put a plant up here in Canada. So it is brewed here in Canada now. And then the issue with Jack Daniels and Jim Beam uh, not being able to put a plant up here in Canada is by law for it to be whiskey. I believe it has to be made in Tennessee. By law, you cannot call it bourbon unless it's made in Tennessee. If I'm wrong about that, please correct me. Or if I'm missay something, everyone please leave a comment uh, before or after the video. I had one guy, I accidentally had said I was talking about Otzi, the Iceman they had found in the glacier yesterday, and I had said 35,000 years. I meant to say 3,500 years. And had another comment yesterday talking about Otzi and the uh, what would you call it, the curse of Otzi the Iceman. 14 people had died after had been dealing with them, Otzi, and then what is it? Four of them like in a pretty dramatic fashion, but like I don't know, 14 people dying related to like that Otzi. I don't know. I don't know. That's like the 49 people that died due to weather conditions in the United States. Like, I don't know. I don't know. Like, there's probably 49 people that would have died anyways. Like, but to sit there and blame it on the weather, like, that's a joke. Absolute joke. I almost guarantee you watch in even mild conditions, the death rate's even higher. Oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Fuck. Oh, and another thing. I do this. What happened today in history, and not a lot of stuff today, but some actually half decent news. Not a lot of global news. Not a lot of globally stuff happened, except for the Venezuelan prime minister, in a term prime minister. But yeah, and I'm surprised Trump hasn't said anything about these EU deals that the EU and Britain or the UK are making. But Canada making deals, on the side, that's a problem. Like, I don't know. Like the UK is making China deals with India. The UK is making China's or deals with China. Like, and yeah, that doesn't seem to be a problem. I I don't know. It must just be all about sound bites. I don't understand. So today, in this day in history, the January 29th, 19, this is actually quite interesting. The rest of the stuff was just all drivel, but I didn't realize this went this old. In 1896, an American, Emil Grubel, was the first to use radiation to help treat breast cancer, which was pretty interesting. Yeah, 1896, the first known time of using radiation for breast cancer. Hmm. So yeah, that's pretty much for it today. I don't know. I wish I had better news. I don't know. I'd say today is like maybe a 60-40 day. I don't know. Didn't really interest me very much. Most of the stuff was like kind of important, that you guys should be watching out for, especially this Venezuelan president. Because if Trump thinks he's going to get the oil and she says no, then that's going to drop oil prices. It's going to fluctuate the market around. So, yeah, that's kind of important. And yeah, and then our provinces, we got to start spatting with each other here now that we have free trade across the board with our provinces. We really need to stop barking at each other. And you know what's funny? It's really like Manitoba and Saskatchewan that don't complain. We're like the two little brothers. It's like, man, just waiting. And like, whatever. It's like, the only spat we have right now is because of fucking Doug Ford. Yeah. Like, he doesn't realize he's hurting, like, other parts of the country by talking shit about the rest of the country. Like, for instance, I could talk shit about the wife all day. I'm not saying we're gonna be together very long after. Like, like but you keep your mouth shut. You just gotta keep your mouth shut sometimes. Like, fuck. Yeah, like sometimes I'd like to just go out and just like somebody cuts you off, you just wish you had an Uzi, Blap! Don't just do it though. Like, that's what this fighting across the provinces is like. Guys are just fighting. It's like just watching like two kids spat at it, but there's no point. Just sit down and talk about it. How can we make this better? Like, we're making progress with the free trade stuff now, but we don't need to be barking at each other because like a product is made here in Canada, and now they gotta suffer for it because of some premier from Ontario. Actually, he's not just some premier. He's connected to politics. His whole family. How do you think they let a crackhead become the mayor of Toronto? that was that was Rob Ford. That's Doug Ford's little brother. Yeah, and then Doug Ford gets into office, even after all that nonsense, after what his brother did. Yeah, still gets a political job. Sorry about the Mike's Hard Glass. Just what I grabbed this morning. And it's iced tea I'm drinking in here. Legit. See, put it in here because it's a liter. It's easier to measure. And then you put the top on and shake it. So, wow, that was an interesting show. Right there at the end. I would like to try and start writing some more jokes of some of the stuff, but I can't. It's just trying to find half decent news to like even talk about. It's hard, but I don't know. It is what it is. But for today's news, half an hour. Now think, you didn't have to waste a whole hour watching the news. You got the stuff that you need to know. Blah blah blah. Now you can go sit there and watch YouTube for the rest of the time being. Or if you have a wife, go throw her on the bed for a bit. Go Go make the springs make music. But everyone, tomorrow's Friday. Um, we'll see what happens for tomorrow. But all right, out of here, everyone. Thanks for popping in, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. Oh.